There's this old joke. Two elderly women are at a Catskills mountain resort, and one of them says, "Boy, the food at this place is really terrible." And the other one says, "Yeah, I know, in such small portions." That's essentially how I feel about life. It's full of loneliness and misery and suffering and unhappiness, and it's all over much too quickly. Another important joke for me is one that's usually attributed to Groucho Marx, but I think it appears originally in Freud's wit and its relation to the unconscious. And it goes something like this, I'm paraphrasing. "I would never want to belong to any club that would have someone like me as a member." That's the key joke of my adult life in terms of my relationship with women. Annie and I broke up, and I still can't get my mind around that. I kept sifting the pieces of the relationship, just trying to remember my life and when did the screw up come. But, 2 years ago, we were in love. Interestingly, however, I did run into Annie again. It was on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. She had moved back to New York. She was living in Soho with some guy. And when I met her, she was apparently dragging the guy to see The Sorrow and the Pity, which I counted as a personal triumph. And, sometime after that, we had lunch and just kicked around old times. And after that, got pretty late and we both had to go. But it was great seeing Annie again, right? I mean, I realized what a terrific person she was and how much fun I had just knowing her, right? And that reminded me of that old joke. The guy goes to his psychiatrist and says, "Hey doc, my brother's crazy. He thinks he's a chicken." And the doctor says, "Well, why don't you bring him in?" And the guy says, "I would, but I need the eggs." I guess that's pretty much how I feel about relationships today. They're totally irrational and crazy and absurd and they make no sense, but I guess we keep going through it because in the end, most of us need the eggs.